Okay, welcome. We look good. All right, here we are. My name's Kurt. I'm a dad who draws, and this is our Wednesday afternoon live draw where I'm just looking at the email that came in. All right, where we get together every Wednesday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern Time, and we draw a portrait together. And hopefully, I could use my experience and demonstrate how I might approach this, and you could walk away with learning something new. So that's really, or even just give yourself some practice. So that's what we're doing here, and I am glad that you're with me. I have a new approach I think I want to show you that might, if you take this approach and combine it with the way that I typically show, I think these can be both two very powerful processes that will help you like portrait drawing a little bit better. So let me quickly show you how I typically do it, and we'll do this quick so we can get on with it. So typically I will say you need to find the 2D of the portrait, the 3D, and the placement of the face, okay? And I will explain this very simply to you. Let's just say we had a sphere, and you can, I'm going to change my color. We're just a little more red there. Okay. Let's say I had a sphere. The 2D aspect is the head leaning to the right or to the left. So let's say that this head was leaning a little bit to its left. Then the 3D idea would be, is the head leaning forward or is it leaning back, okay? That would be the 3D version, the 3D idea. And this line represents the brow line that goes right through the eyebrows there, the brow. And then the last is where along that brow line is the face. So what I mean by that is, like, if I lean my head to the right, that would be 2D. If I leaned it forward, that would be 3D. And then along here, I could turn my head anywhere along these two axes and place my face in a different direction. So in one sense, you can place the face right here, you see? And so this person would be looking out something like this. Or I could have placed the face over here in this direction, and this person would be looking out in that way, you see? So once you establish the 2D and the 3D, you still have to decide which direction the face is going to point. So that's my typical go-to way of doing it. Well, that I want to show you a second way, okay? And it's a method of using shapes. And not so much of three dimensions, okay? And what this is what I mean by shapes. Let's say you had 3 heads over here, okay? 3 circles. And we're gonna call this A, B, and C. If I wanted A, the face on A, if I wanted A to be looking out to the right, per se, I would simply draw my face to the right side of that circle. If I wanted the face to be looking up, I would simply draw my face toward the top of that circle. And on C, if I wanted to make it look left, I would draw that face to the left, okay? That's pretty easy. So there's nothing 3D about this method over here. I've just placed my objects in different locations. So take this portrait that we're going to draw here in just a second, and if I was to think of this as shape only, I might see this as one side, right? There's another side right there, and there is a shape right there, you see? And then I might build my face to the right side of that face, to the right side of that shape. That will be a little bit, that might be another approach. So it gives you, so that's what we're going to do to start off here to warm up. We're going to just kind of break this face down into flat shapes. And then within those shapes, we will create depth and volume. All right, so let's go through that together here. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I see what I see on this drawing, on this picture here. I see a line that, oh, oops, wrong color. I see a line that is almost just like this, all right? So let's do that and make this light. And then of course you have this angle right there, right? So let's put that in as well. Then we've got this thing going here. So this, you would use the same breaking things down into giant shapes and then breaking those shapes down to a smaller area. All right, let's continue this idea. So look at this, look right here in this top corner where our ear is, and if that's going to help establish that shape right there. Will establish where those eyebrows go. Well, now look at this. This is interesting. This is, that right there is like almost a straight line there. And if this is a great way to do, like, start to work up some type of character design. All right, let's keep going. And by the way, hi Lana. If I go too fast, just stop me, okay? Look at this right there. That would pretty much cover the whole mustache area. Okay. Look at this brim right there. Watch this brim. It follows the top part there. Let's put that in as well. Keep this light here. And then it almost has an angle. You see this? Coming right there. Okay, back end here. How far does that come down? About halfway. Okay, we got about that right there, right? All right, now we can connect connect that part. Okay, we got this angle coming over here like this. And the bottom of the hat. Oop, wrong color there. Okay, where's that now? It lines up on the outside there. All right. Let's erase those. Let's erase this over here now on the far left. All right, one more, a couple more, and then we'll get into detail here. Now look at this nose here. This nose has this angle here. It's about like that. And we're going to have an eye right there. This eye is slightly tilted on the outside there. Okay, so those are basically our large forms here. So let's go into them now as individuals and start to break things down a little bit. So let's start off with the position of his mouth, and it's going to be somewhat high here. So we're going to be about there, I believe. And let's then jump to his ear here. Let's see now. And we're going to come back in and round things off and give things structure here in just a second. This is just, think of you're a farmer. I'm just making this up. Think you're a farmer and this is your field and you have all of these different varieties of sheep and you've got to set up these fences to keep the sheep in because you don't want the nose sheep to get involved with the mustache sheep. They don't mix very well. Yeah, I'm just a dad, right? Okay, let's get into this. Let's start off with that nose, all right? All right, so I'm going to come around now, and I'm going to start to, break this thing down a little bit so it's a little bit more, has a little more volume to it. Can't, can't, John, you can't have those sheep mixing together now, can you? All right, listen, top of the nose, you have a keystone. A keystone is a shape like this. It's like right here. Get his eyebrow there, right? Come over here and let's get his other eyebrow. Now this eye, I could draw it over here a bit for you, is going to be coming down like this. And now this is the important part. His eye, the bottom part of his eyelid is going to come around. You see that? It's going to come around. So let's bring this in like this. Just adding some surface lines here to his nose. Look at this. This is an interesting. This is really interesting here. Let me show you this. You'll see this a lot on men, older men. Is this muscle? Muscle area. You see that right there? That's a great muscle area. Let's use that, okay? So let's see. It's gonna come up here, almost like the letter M. This comes on this side, circles around. Okay. Let's put those bags under his eyes. I don't know if I would use this method on drawing women or beautiful women or just a younger person, just because you really need like less lines are best. But in character, when you're drawing with a character-driven idea, I think you could do it. So, as I'm doing this now, I just realized a bit of a mistake. All right, Allison, I'm glad you're here too. Look at this mistake I found on mine. It's not really a mistake. Well, it is a mistake, but it's something that I'm aware that you have to be aware of. And we use this idea of using horizontal and vertical lines to check our proportion. So you could see with a horizontal line from the corner of his eye to the top of his ear, but look at my drawing. My drawing is off. So let's see. Let's just double check here. Okay, so the bottom of that ear is going to be right below his nose. So I'm not sure what yours looks like, but I'm going to take a second and make that adjustment on mine. Okay, I'm going to add just a little bit of tone in here and in here, an even tone into his eye. All right, let's keep going here. All right, let's work on this mustache here. The center of this mustache is going to follow the roundness of the upper lip and the top, this area here, because it starts going around the ball of the mouth. And then the other part where it starts is right there, and on this side as well. Let's place the tip of that mustache. It's going to be right about there. So this is so that I know where I'm going and where I started. Now I could fill in the rest of it. And I'm putting a lot of the texture of this mustache to the shadow side of it. This will give my mustache a lot of dimension over there. Okay, let's look closely here at the other side. That's where it's going to go. Nice S curve. And then this is like a little cave that goes back into his mouth. All right. All right, let's get to the outside edge here, and this is a nice little, very slight S curve there, right? Trying to think of this mustache as groups, like almost like you're drawing hair in a way, right? And I'm going to go ahead and add some tone where it's darker. Now, one thing I'm doing right now, and I do this a lot, I'm going to erase these lines here. I'm using this idea called a cartoon check, and this is a great example to how to use it. Let's say I'm going to look at the picture, and then look at my drawing, and then look at the picture and look at my drawing, and what I'm trying to determine is I've put my ear too far to the left, and if I jump back and forth, I really have stretched this thing out. So there's another adjustment I need to make. So let's get a good read of where this is. So there's the distance from the outside of his eye to the side of his head. Let's double that. Okay, right there. Okay, so that's where that should be. That should be a good measurement. Let's see where I fell on that idea. So there's this. There's that. Okay. And that's going to be right about there. Wow. Wow, look how off I am. Do you guys like it when I'm off? All right, so that means that not only was I really off on his ear, but I've got to readjust this. Okay, there, that's much, much better. And that's really gonna bring this all in just a little bit. Aren't you glad that you tuned in today? Oh my. All right, I gotta erase this just a little bit here. Oops. Oops. Hold on. All right. Now we're going. Okay. Let's erase these marks here. Oops. Okay. We can keep going now. Hopefully that gave you a second to kind of get caught up. All right, let's go ahead and darken this eye just a little bit more, because mostly that's going to be filled in with where that glass is, where the glasses are going to run. In fact, let's put those in now. So let's kind of map out where they're going to go. Even the best make the mistakes. Okay, we're always learning, right? So here's the corner of those eyeglasses, and I'm just kind of mapping out in my head how far I've got to draw that. I got to draw those. So I'm going to each of the edge now with this. Now I can. Okay. And then how far out does this is going to go out way out here. Okay, let's go ahead and put this in too. There's the bridge. All right. That helps a lot. Okay, let's continue on here. Let's get this. Look at this cheekbone is interesting. It's coming down here, right? And we can add some surface lines there. All right, let's work on this ear here. In today's in the class that follows this in the daily draw, which you might consider signing up for. On Wednesdays, we always look at something that has to do with portraiture, and we're gonna take a deep dive of drawing ears today. So this will be a good warm up for those people who are in that class. So we have an ear. Let's draw the inner part. It's like the letter C here. And then you have this little thing called the Y of the ear. And you can see in mine. You see that? It's like the letter Y. Do you see that? It's common, and the first time that was ever pointed out to me, everywhere I went, to the grocery store, I just ended up looking at people's ears all the time. The Y of the ear. This reminds me of a story when me and my brothers were younger. If my brother was getting on my nerves, what I would do to torment him, I would whenever he was talking to me, I wouldn't look at him right in his eye. I would just stare at his ear the whole time. So it looked like I was kind of strangely looking off his face. So we started doing that with my mom when she would yell at us. She would get so mad. So, oh boy, never mind. That has nothing to do with drawing. So if you're ever getting yelled at, don't look at their eyes. Just look at their ear, and it will drive the person crazy. All right, let's get this. Let's get that in right there, right? And then this one's going to come over here. All right, let's go ahead and do the set up these goggles on his glasses here, okay? So first thing I want you to do is draw, well, it's going to be the minor axis, all right? So it's going to, without going into a lot of detail, you're going to have one going in this direction. And this one's going to be might be slightly angled like this, okay? And just for refresher, when you draw any type of oval, the minor axis is the part that goes right down the center of it, okay? And A must be reflective of B. Those two halves must be perfectly reflective, okay? Okay, so let's do this first one up here. So don't look at the picture, just go with trust your instinct here. So there's one side, and we got to make sure that mirrors. It has got to mirror. A has got to be reflective of B. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Oops. That should be a little more foreshortened. All right. A is reflective of B. I mean, you could even make this. Well, we won't do that. But all right, so there's maybe some inner lenses there, right? Okay, let's get the brim of this hat in. I'm gonna follow along the brim here. We've got this great shape, so we're gonna go across the top here and then bring it around. All right, and then the back side. This is also going to be very rounded here. Oops, look at that. I didn't make this adjustment when I made my mistake. It should come all the way down here. And you could also see that my hat, the top part on top is, wow, that is a mess. That is way too wide. So I should be coming here more like right in this region. And that looks much better. Okay, just kind of finishing up my line work here. Okay. How's everyone doing? Going too fast? Hope not. Okay, next thing we're going to do is add some tone to this. So let's start off with this hat, because this hat overall has a slightly darker tone than the stuff on his features there. Oh, good. All right, Geraldine. All right. So let's just come in here with an even tone, very even across. Your glasses are going to be a little more silver. So let's just come in here like this. Same thing with the brim. Let's come in here as well. Even tone. And I'm going to even come in on the sides of his neck there, lighten up, and then go dark again. Okay, let's continue that tone here. We're just it's a lighter tone, so let's drop it in up here. It's gonna come over here. Gonna come down the right side of his face. Under here a little bit. Now if I squint my eyes, it's underside of his nose and his beard. All right, let's do another pass here. And let's go one level darker. So let's do another pass, exactly what I just did. But we'll go underneath the brim of his hat. Nostril here, right? A little bit of shadow in his ear. Ooh, look at this. His jaw. See, you have to make adjustments when you're doing this. His jaw comes in here like this. Oh, that looks much better. So we'll just darken this up. Okay, let's get into this. I'm going to do something to his glasses here to catch this reflection. Look at the reflections on the far right. This side of his glasses here, and if you look closely at the glass, you've got these like dark shapes. You see this, and then you have a little bit of a highlight, and this weird shape down here. So I'm just putting in these strange reflections. Now, I typically don't like doing this, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to add white to the reflection of my glasses. Now, if you happen to have a kneaded eraser, you might go in here and try and pick up some of those reflections in that metal rims. And this needs to be a darker value on the underside of this brim here. I'm just adding more tone to my hat now. Adding some little mechanical things maybe to my glasses, little objects on them that may not even be in the picture, but they add to that steampunk idea. Oh, look at this. look at the edge of the brim. I just noticed this. I looked up. So watch. He's got this nice highlight going across there. I'm just going into working some of my values. Okay, right. I think that's going to do it for today. This is much darker back here. Look at that. All right. It helps watching you add the darker values. Oh, good. Okay, I'm glad. I'm going to stand back and take a look at this here. I squint my eyes. See, even look at, and I like right in here, there's a little bit of value. All right. If there aren't any questions, no reason to keep prolonging the agony, right? Hey, listen. Thank you so much for watching today. There's a different way that you can approach drawing the face by breaking it down into big, large shapes and then getting into those shapes and start to work those into different depths and volume. Okay, my name's Kurt. I'm a dad who draws, and this has been our Wednesday edition. Thanks for being here, and I will see you guys later on. Okay, post your work in Facebook group. If you're not part of our Facebook group, jump down there below in the description. Check out the link, and I appreciate a comment or a like, and that's always so helpful in these videos. See you guys later. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Okay, bye-bye.